Hi, I'm Paul with Patriot Paintball Militia, and welcome to my channel. I want to talk to you guys about why I founded this channel. I've been a member of the militia community and the paintball community for going on 8 or 9 years now. And I've always noticed the two groups were fairly similar to one another and could really benefit each other if the two would just, work together a little bit and would actually grow both communities. But I've noticed there's these rumors and myths and just overall misinformation that's been fed to these communities about one another that's kind of kept them apart. And with any luck, I hope to dispel a lot of that. But really quickly, a little bit about myself. I am a lieutenant in the Kentucky Mountain Rangers, which is a division of the Kentucky State Militia. The Kentucky Mountain Rangers were formed in 1988 by Colonel Charles Pence, who was a two-tour Vietnam vet. I am the current serving CO of Round Full Plastic Jacket Scenario Paintball Team, which is a member of the Commonwealth Expeditionary Forces, the largest international scenario paintball team in the world. But enough about myself. These myths and these rumors and this just bullshit information. I'll sit down with somebody at a paintball game on a break and we'll have a bit of a discussion, a political discussion, and realize they're somewhat like-minded, and I'll mention to them, have you ever considered joining a militia? And more often than not, I'll hear things like, oh no, I'm not a terrorist, man, I don't believe in blowing stuff up, and I'm not an anarchist. And guys, you've got to stop listening to this bullshit the mainstream media feeds you about the militia community. Alright? 99% of the militia community are law-abiding citizens who are guilty of no more than having a healthy respect for the Constitution and a free country. All right? The Second Amendment of the Constitution guarantees your right to assemble as a well-organized militia. And in my opinion, as an able-bodied citizen, it is your constitutional duty to serve in a well-organized militia. And on the militia side, we'll be talking about training options and scenarios, and I'll mention, have you ever considered training with paintball? And I'll get some feedback like, oh no, I don't play with toys, please reference my Paintball Markers Are Not Toys video. I'll hear things like, well, I don't know what to buy, I don't know where to go, and I don't know what to do. And that's another reason why I founded this channel, is I want to share my information about how to utilize paintball correctly for training. So a lot of people will also say in the firearms and militia community, there is no alternative to training with live firearms. I agree, and I get that. Thing about that is, you cannot do force-on-force training with live firearms without the obvious side effects, such as, maybe death. But people will say, well, you need to train with sim rounds if you want to train force-on-force. I understand that as well, but you either have to have a lot of money and a lot of know-how to train with simunition rounds, or you have to go to a school, which they're not cheap. And I highly suggest that if you're interested in training for live firearms, that you go to schools. I'm a big advocate for James Yeager and tactical response. That being said, I can't go there, 1 week in a month. I don't have the money to do it. But the beauty of paintball is it's a lot cheaper than going to trainings every month, and the gear is a lot cheaper. And there's never a lack of people willing to shoot paintballs at you. Now, if you're going to train with paintballs, you have to do it right. There is always ways to train wrong. You have to work on actual maneuvering. You have to learn how to maneuver as a team. You have to learn how to utilize your cover correctly. So utilize some information and then apply it into paintball. And on top of it all, paintball is a lot of fun. Not only do you learn from it, if you do it right, I might add, but it's a lot of fun. And then I'll hear people say in the firearms community, well, paintball markers are not very realistic. What's realistic about going out with 200, 300 paintballs and shooting them fully automatic at somebody? Guys, that's one small element of paintball. That's guys that are just out there to only have fun. They're not out there for training. The paintball marker design has progressed so much. The magazine-fed marker community is growing drastically, and a large driving force behind it is the fact that it makes for better training. If you'll see here, I have a Tiberius T15 made by Tiberius Arms out of Fort Wayne, Indiana. This is one of my primary paintball markers I run with when I play paintball. It is a 1-to-1 replica of the AR-15. Its weight, its balance, it's primarily made out of metal. It's extremely similar to an AR-15. It's even down to the point that it's magazine fed. The mag release is in the same spot that an AR-15 would be. Your magazine holds 20 paintballs or 18 or 19 first strike rounds. And reference my other videos if you don't know what a first strike round is. All the way down to It has the same safety that an AR-15 has. It's a great training element to use. Now, hold on just one second. Now, as I said, paintball is not perfect. You have to train and do it right. Your cover and concealment aspects in paintball are just they go out the window when they relate to firearms. Pretty much anything you can take cover behind is cover in paintball. If you pretty much hide behind a thorn bush, that's going to stop a paintball. So you've got to be mindful of that to train yourself properly. Try to only take cover behind hard objects in paintball, and that's all I do. I don't take cover behind brush because it is improper training. Because if you do it enough, eventually, if you ever wind up in a firefight, you're going to go behind some brush or some wire thinking it'll stop around, just because your mind is defaulting back to the level of training you've mastered. But guys, I think I've touched on just about everything I want to talk about. I hope you'll stay tuned. I've got a lot of information coming out, a lot of new video ideas. Some geared more towards paintball, some geared more towards militia, and some right in the middle. But I'm always open to viewer requests. If you guys want to see anything or want me to talk about what I know about something, I'm always open to that. But until next time, guys, keep your irons up.